It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times. It was the best. It was the best. It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times. It was the best.
Just you know why you and I.
Remember when BioWare made an on-rails story game where it felt more like you were on a Disneyland ride than a compelling story experience? Where you'd get disconnected from the game servers every 20 to 30 minutes? Where all of your actions and choices made no impact to the story or your character's personality? No. Wait, what? That doesn't sound right at all. If you're wondering what I've been smoking, it's EA and BioWare's new release, Anthem. Yes, I know we're a week late to the party, but with so many negative reviews for this anticipated and letdown of a game, I wanted to put a solid week into Anthem to see if the disappointment is real. If you're looking at purchasing a copy of Anthem for the story, let me tell you straight up, don't. In the past, BioWare have been known for their outstanding narrative-driven games such as Knights of the Old Republic, Dragon Age, and Mass Effect. The original three, not that Andromeda crap. In Anthem, in some instances, your character is given dialogue options during the game. But it's like deciding whether you want a glass of water or a glass of sparkling water. Either way, you're getting water.
Sugar. In water.
The story for Anthem is nothing special at all. The bad guys want something, they shouldn't get it, you need to stop them. That being said, the introduction to Anthem and the prologue is outstanding. Remember the start of the Fellowship of the Ring and seeing the story of the One Ring and Sauron? Imagine that. But as soon as the prologue is done, you're not watching Lord of the Rings, you're watching Pirates of the Caribbean 5.
Master Tricksters! Of course he did.
Looking at Anthem, you instantly think, open world game like Destiny where you basically play as Iron Man. What's not to love, right? Well yes, you do get to fly around like Iron Man, but it's more like Iron Man 3. Still Iron Man, but not that great. The world of Anthem is pretty, and engaging your Javelin, which is your exosuits, flight engines never gets tiring. Traversing the world is quite entertaining, the designs of the Javelins are pretty damn cool. One main thing to note is your engines in your Javelin can overheat and you need to stop flying for a moment so they can cool down. You can of course upgrade the boosters of your Javelin to allow for longer flight times, dive bomb to turn off your engine so they cool down, or fly near a waterfall so the mist will actually cool them down. Strangely though, if you fly during the rain, your Javelin's engines will still heat up. Combat in Anthem is hit and miss. Each gun in the game has a solid, unique thunk to them. The explosions and on-screen effects are beautiful, if only a little distracting. However, it can be hard to coordinate attacks with your team if they don't have a microphone. EA just released Apex Legends where players could tag and call out enemies and items. And this tagging system would make sense in Anthem for those of us who don't use a microphone. Though in the midst of combat, managing your ammo, abilities, Javelin's engines, and your ultimate ability feels like they're pulled straight from Overwatch. Each Javelin has a unique ultimate ability, which can be used to either deal massive damage or assist your team. If you're playing Anthem with a crew of friends, it actually is a bit of fun. Being able to coordinate attacks, call out enemies, and see an entire team use their ultimate abilities to take out a raid boss is where Anthem shines. The flight controls can take a little bit of time to get used to, but the combat is pretty straightforward. There are a total of 4 Javelins players can use and swap between in missions in Anthem. The Ranger is the standard jack-of-all-trades soldier, the Colossus is the tank or brute force, the Storm is your standard mage, and the Interceptor is the scout class.
Like I said, there's no real ship as can match the Interceptor.
Though strangely, the flight speed of each of these Javelins is exactly the same. For a scout class, you expect them to be the fastest, being able to scope out the area and report it to the team, while the tank would be the slowest. The character customization and Javelin creator is outstanding. Not only do you pick your Javelin, you decide on the colours and the materials that it's made out of. That's the old BioWare I fell in love with. Though, when you aren't in your Javelin, which is any time you're in the hub world, you play in first person, and the frame rate is awful. At the start of the game, you decide on what your character looks like from pre-selected faces. However, unlike in previous BioWare titles, you don't see your character in cutscenes, which are all done in first person. What's the point of creating a character or choosing your character if you don't get to see them?
Wait, what's this?
Anthem also borrows from Destiny and Halo, teleporting your character to where the rest of the team are if you fall behind. We all know that one person who walks away from their game, and then the crew needs to wait for them to catch up. You know who you are.
Hurry, the curse will be on any minute! Oh God! Oh Jesus, help me! Oh, lots of donuts! Oh God! Leave no donut behind!
Yes, you'll teleport to your team in Anthem, but the warning or pop-up screen telling you to catch up or you'll be teleported hides your engine's overheat gauge, so you can't tell if your javelin's going to overheat in the middle of flying to catch up to your team. Majority of these issues can be fixed with patches, similar to how Destiny and The Division were constantly worked on, and now they're pretty good. Anthem, on the other hand, has an amazing premise, and can be a pretty decent game in 6 to 12 months' time, but Anthem also could have used a couple more months in the oven. Releasing a game with this many issues and hoping for it to be fixed in future patches shouldn't be the norm for gaming in 2019. Bottom line is, if you've got a couple of friends playing Anthem, you'll enjoy your time. But if you're picking this up for BioWare's story, in-depth world, and compelling characters, maybe wait. For all the latest on Anthem and current games, subscribe to Shaken Not Nerd on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Or you can subscribe to Shaken Not Nerd and Shaken Not Noobs podcast on your favourite podcatcher, found under the Shaken Not Nerd banner.